I don't know about you guys, but I have pretty flat, limp, straight hair and a lack of certain skills when it comes to creating that at home just from the salon blow dry using a traditional hair dryer and a round brush. So I have a slight obsession with hot air brushes. Those are the hair dryers that have a brush built in that help give body and sort of control and make my hair look a hell of a lot better. I am so excited because I finally got my hands on the new brush from T3. It's called the Duo Hot Airbrush. I'm going to show you how I use it today and why I'm absolutely loving it. If you've been to the channel before and you've watched any of my hair videos, you'll know that I'm a huge lover of this Revlon One Step hair dryer and volumizer. Now, I have used this for years and I have loved it. I have truly loved it. And we're talking for someone who blow dries her hair probably 4 days a week. This is the tool that I use. But all is not perfect with this product. Now, for one, it only has 2 heat settings and both of them are already freaking hot. Even the medium is on the hot side and they only have 2 airflow settings and you can't change them. So you either get super hot with a super high airflow or you get a medium heat with a medium airflow. There's no way to get more air with less heat. The other thing is it's a little bit on the heavy side and it has a really big kind of a barrel. Even though it comes in here, it still can be kind of hard to maneuver. It's a little heavy for little old weaky me. But the main issue I have with this, not that it's ever stopped me from using it or recommending it, because I pretty much insisted that every gal I know buy one, it is pretty hot. So I feel it's doing a lot of damage to the hair. Now, it's never stopped me from using it. I do use it on the lowest heat possible, but I don't think it's really good for the hair long term, even though I've been using it long term. But it runs about $60, $60, 60 euros. It is a very inexpensive tool. And like I said, I have used this weekly. Out of 365 days in a year, I've probably used it for 300 of them for the past 2 years. So I've got incredible use out of it. But I worry about the heat damage because I color my hair, I style my hair, I like to curl my hair. So the least amount of damage I can do, the better. So I'm always looking for alternatives. And I'm going to stop you there before you tell me to get a Dyson. I can't get a Dyson. A Dyson costs 550 euros. Let's just say Gary has convinced me that it would not behoove us to spend 550 euros on a hair dryer. Says the guy who's never had a bad hair day. So, we gals love our good hair. So that's just not ever going to be a purchase that I'm personally going to make. So, but if Dyson wants to gift me with one so I can do a million videos about it, bring it on. But that's not something that I'm going to be using our money to purchase. This particular product by T3, I just saw popping up everywhere. It was on Instagram, but mostly YouTube. And I was watching a lot of videos and a lot of gals who prefer the Dyson using this in head-to-heads and even against the Revlon, and they kept coming out better. And they were reaching for this product more than they were reaching for the other products. So I got super excited, went over to the little old internet and said, I'm going to go buy me a T3. They didn't sell them in Europe. So it was a product only available in the US. So I may or may not have stalked T3 through Instagram, YouTube, email, kind of bugging them going, when are y'all going to bring these over to this side of the pond? Because I can't be the only person waiting to try this product. And after multiple attempts and conversations, they finally sent me a link saying it's there. Here are the websites you can buy from in Europe. And it was France, Spain, Italy, Sweden, the UK. And it had all these places that we could buy from. And I thought, great. And for the record, I don't want to buy it from the UK because here in Ireland, now that they've left the EU, it costs me a fortune to import anything from the UK. So I'm trying to go around the UK now and I'm trying to buy from Italy, I'm buying from Spain, I'm buying from France, just as a way of trying to avoid import duties because they're no longer in the EU. Well, that presented a little bit of a problem itself because I couldn't actually ship anything here. So while I'm within the EU, when you have the little drop-down menu that says where you want to ship it to, Ireland isn't on the list, even for the UK. So I couldn't actually ship this here from the UK. So I have a mail forwarding service that I use in London. So I had to ship it to them and then I had to ship it to myself. So I ended up having to pay another 50 euros in taxes just to get this in. Whatever. Rant over. Okay, so why was I so keen on it? And there are a couple of things that I really liked about this. And the first is that it has 2 different heads. They're detachable heads, which I hope there might be future products coming down the line. I do not know. It gives you 2 different types of heads based on the look that you're going for. First is the paddle brush. This is best for delivering really sleek results. And it's really great. It has this little comb on the side, and that's for helping to really grip and to guide the hair as you are pulling it through. But the one that I was really interested in is the round brush, because that's what I use to give a little bit of volume, even though I tend to wear my hair Sure, am I kidding? My hair is very straight, but I like to give a little bit of volume to it and a little bit of a curl, a slight kind of a bend to the hair. And it had a separate one just for that. And that's really what my intention was to use it for on a regular basis. The second thing is it has the combination of bristles. It has the nylon and the boar bristles. And the boar is what's going to really hang on to the hair to give it the tension. So the combination of these two together are what's really going to make this product work. The next are the heat settings. It has 5 heat settings. 5, count them 5, and airflow. It has 3 different airflow settings. So you can do a combination of higher heat, lower heat, high airflow, lower airflow. And this is really what I wanted it for, because I don't want to use high heat. I don't need to use high heat. I've got thin hair. It dries very quickly. So the balance of a lower temperature with even a lower airflow is all I need. So that's really what the seller was for me on this product. Plus, it has a cool shot. Yay, it has a cool shot. So when you want that blast of cool to help set it, it's already built in. So that was brilliant. So I was sold on those alone. But then I started to read up a little bit more about it. And there are some other features in here that are supposed to make this a really good product. So the Airstream is enriched with ions, so that really helps with frizz. And it also has a controlling mechanism to keep the airflow at a consistent heat, so it's not going all over the place. And that too will help reduce frizz. Now it does have a volume boost button. I don't really know what that means yet. I haven't experimented with this enough to know, but it's something I'm going to look into. Who doesn't want a bit of additional volume in their hair? And it's also ceramic coated, so that just means it's going to be better at protecting the hair and maintaining healthy hair. So comparing the two head to head, I mean, you can see that while this is a longer product, it's actually lighter. So I'm finding that it's a lot easier to kind of move up and around my head. And also it's thinner, because while it does have this piece here on the Revlon that comes in, I just find this easier to hold on to and easier to turn. And if you're looking at them head on, you can see that one is actually round and the other is oval. So this is going to give me more of the rounded brush kind of finish that I'm looking for. Ultimately, the smaller brush is going to work better for someone that has shorter hair like I do. Despite the fact that I've used this for years, I just think this is better in that space. So okay, so now I'm just going to show you how I use it. Now I've only used this twice. I got it 2 days ago and I used it the very next day, which was yesterday, just to see how it went. And then I used it again today, making a slight modification. So like most products, it's not necessarily a first impressions, but I think it's something that will get better with use when I start tinkering around more with the settings and when I see what some of these additional features can do. The first thing to note, and is recommended by T3 as well, is to not use this on super wet hair. So they're saying your hair should be about 80% dry. Now for me, I do that every day anyway. I like to minimize the heat that I'm putting on my hair. So I keep my hair wrapped up in a little turban, I don't know, for about a half an hour, 45 minutes after I get out of the shower. I go down, I let the dog out, get my daughter off to school. You know, I'll tend to do all my skincare, and then by the time I sit down to do my hair, it's 80% dry anyway. An additional feature that I see that it has, I've seen people use it, I don't know, I haven't tried it yet, is to use this to dry your hair without any of the attachments on it. So you just turn this on, and you know, do that. So that's an option if you don't feel like taking out a second hair dryer. That might work. I've heard some mixed reviews, but sure, it's airflow, it might do the job. So I'm going to show you really quickly just that blow dry I did this morning. And the very first thing I do is put on some heat protectant. Now I use 2 products in conjunction. These 2, they are by Olaplex. So I use a small pea-size amount of number 6, which is the Bond Smoother, in conjunction with about 4 or 5 drops of number 7, which is the Bond Oil. So this helps protect from the heat, and it also helps to build the bonds. That's what all the Olaplex products do, and it just makes my hair softer. Dried at about 80%. I've put these 2 products in and we're ready to go. So I separate my hair into 4 sections and I dry them each independently. So I start at the bottom, and this is just a great product. It is really helping to pull on the hair and brings it nice and well and sleekly down, and it's just easy to use. And because my hair is mostly dry, I'm pretty much just using this as a finishing tool, and it grips the hair so well. Like I said, it's light, it's easy, it moves around beautifully, and then I just work through each of the upper layers. This whole process takes about, I don't know, 5 minutes, Carrie, would you say? So I'm not going to show it all, but it give you an idea of how it works. But the tricky part are the bangs. So this is something I just tried last night for the first time. I'm having a bit of what I'm calling the fringe fiasco. It has involved 3 different hairdressers in Dublin, Ireland in the last month or so. I went in to get curtain bangs. Turns out curtain bangs don't work for everybody. My hair falls flat. It does not swoop. Unless I have a hairdryer living in my house, it's been a disaster. There may or may not have been some tears as I was planning for a trip last weekend to Paris. So as a result, I'm pretty much just having to tuck them behind and wait for them to grow. So let me just put a caveat and say, if we don't like the look of my fringe, it is not the problem of the T3. So I was watching a video last night as I was preparing for this. I saw a gal named Chloe Wen, and she actually changed off the heads just to do her fringe because she's got a really short fringe. So I thought that was really interesting. So I did that this morning to see if that was going to work any better. And you know what? It did. So I put on the paddle brush and I just took everything straight down. And holy Toledo Batman, this is going to take me months to grow out, but whatever. But even in the meantime, I found that this delivered a better result than using the round brush on the fringe because I have sleek hair. I need to sleek it out. But look how good that looks. It's smooth. It's just the perfect finish. I have to say, my hair is so light. My hair is so, it's so sleek. There's no flyaways, and the bottom line is actually just easy to use, and I was able to use it on the settings that I wanted. So I used this on a number 2 airflow, and I used it on a number 3 heat. I went between the 2 and the 3 a little bit, depending on how I was feeling. But I don't need to use a lot of heat on this. I would never go near a 4 or a 5 in a million years. Maybe people with thicker hair would need to do that, but if you have thin, fine hair like me, you do not need to do it at all. It was the perfect combination, and that's exactly what I wanted this product for. Okay, so this is not a cheap product either. Now, we're nowhere near the Dyson territory. So it's 170 pounds, $190 or 200 euros. Now, I had to buy mine from the UK site, and I got them at the last weekend of their 20% off sale. So even though I saved 20%, I ended up having to pay it in VAT and import duties anyway. So I'm paying in the region of 200 quid for it. And you know what? I don't care. It is so worth it. It is such a great product, and I actually look forward to using it. I just know I'm doing better stuff for my hair because I don't care. Guys, I'm going to blow dry my hair. It's just the way it goes. I just need these little bangs to grow out, and everything will be fine. But this is a fantastic product. I will be using this every day, and I will be taking it with me when I travel. He thinks I'm bonkers. It's fantastic. So if you are considering getting the T3, I'm telling you right now, it is amazing, and I'm in love. So one thing I've been thinking about doing is a side-by-side comparison between the T3 and the Revlon, just to see if the finish is hugely different or not. Like I already know I like this one because it has the different heat settings, but is the finish hugely different? So if you have an interest in seeing a video on that, let me know. Put that down below because it's something that I might be able to do in a future video. So that is it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think. Have you tried it? Have you bought it? Are you thinking about buying it? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that and any of the other hair products out there because, you know, I'm always on the hunt. Although it's going to be really hard to pry this one out of my hand, I have to say. But please do leave your comments down below because I do love hearing from you. So if you like the look of this video, I do hope you'll subscribe to my channel. You'll give the video a thumbs up and also hit that notification bell. So thank you so much again for joining today, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye. Because I love you. No, you can't put that in.